Hello guys, welcome to 26th episode of Lumion 10 tutorial. In this episode, we want to talk about advanced effects, which we will use mostly in rendering and animation. First, let's capture a render shot here. This simple angle could be good. Let's zoom in a little bit. Like that, and let's capture the shot. We could even make it lower. One of the most important part that we have here, but I can surely say that all of the items here are very important, but I mean shadow. We can change the range of the sun, of the shadow that the sun is casting. We can make it sharp, we can make it softer. We can determine the quality of the shadow and the distance of it as well. And as it's closer to the object, it's sharper, and it gets further away from the object, the quality will be dropped. And in brightness, you can light up the shadows. And in interior and exterior, it has an effect of the shadow as well. An omni shadow will act effect on the corners as well. And the ambient that you have in corners when objects meet each other. And this is a thing that in other programs you know them as ambient, and in shadow correction you will correct the areas that you have errors. In normal, you set it on normal, but if you want ultra sharp, you select that. And if you want softer shadow, you can activate that option, and it will give you very soft shadow. And when you increase the sun shadow range, even with ultra sharp, you cannot increase too sharp shadows. And in shadow range, sometimes you are rendering a big city area, and this can determine the length of the shadow that you will have in your environment. And make sure to change this in order to get the shadow that you want. And if you want to have soft shadows, you cannot use ultra sharp at the same time. And in fine detail shadow, it will increase the quality of the shadow. And when you do this, for sure your rendering time will increase as well. So we did that, and the next part, which I can surely say this is the most important effect that we have in Lumion, is reflection. And as we used before, we set it on high, and if we use speed ray, it can even give us a better quality. Because the speed ray has its own reflection presets, and you can get even better quality from that. And flicker reduction reduces noise a little bit, and reflection threshold will change the amount of sharpness of your reflection. Usually the preset settings are enough, but when you click edit, you need to add the surfaces that you want to have reflections on them. So we have glass here, but the error of this one is that it doesn't show a glass. But the glass that we have here, because we have an additional layer, will not accept it as our interior glass, and it's the modeling error that we previously did. So anyway, let's just select this surfaces and add reflection inside our area. And as you can see, on the glass and on the ground and everywhere, we have a very nice reflection. And even if you want to have better reflection, in utility you have reflection control. And this will determine the surfaces that will have reflections on one another. So we did that, and at the same time use something realistic for our interior, and we could get something very pleasant. And here we can choose a shadow for this preset, and let's see the setting for it. We could increase the brightness just by a small amount. Next effects that we have here is Print Poster Enhancer, which will increase the quality of your sketch if you want to print a poster from, which will increase the duration dramatically. And a skylight will bring the outdoor light in our interior. For example, if we increase or decrease the brightness, you can see where we have lights from outside. And it's one of the most effective things in rendering. And as we increase the saturation, it's getting closer to the night render. Like that. So with a very simple effect, we can do that. And from a skylight in planar reflection, you can see the skylight in your interiors. And when you activate the skylight in projected reflection, it will increase the quality of your render, but when you do this for your animation, it will increase the duration of your animation dramatically. Look at the skylight and after that. And as you can see, it will effect on your render very much, and it's very good. And when you activate this option, it can enhance your end result very much. And here we have Hyperlight. And this one is for the time that the sun is almost setting or rising. Here we need to turn on Real Sky. Let's use Real Sky menu and change it manually, the angle, to get the light that we want, just slightly. So we have the light here. Now if we go advanced and use Hyperlight, we can increase the highlight of these lights that are inside our interiors. And let's talk about global illumination and then go to the next one. And in global illumination, we can show the reflection of the light that is in our interior. And as you can see, our area is lighting up, and they fall off as well. and reduce the spot. It will reduce or increase the spot that the light is pointing there. And sun max effect distance, it will determine how much your sun rate will travel. Now let's see before and after. So we've set it like that. It had global illumination and black. And as you can see, it has a very good effect, but not as much as a skylight. But it can create a very interesting render for your interior. So for your interior, Hyperlight, skylight, and global illumination, use them and set a correct reflection. And near clip plane is a very interesting one. Let's go back a little bit and choose an angle that we have something that is blocking our view. Very easily we select near plane, and like that we can remove the areas that we don't want, and we can zoom in like that. So of an angle that we couldn't put our camera, like that, we can just do it. Let's go back. And in effects, we've missed this one. In side-by-side 3D stereo is for animation. So we need to use that for the entire movie. And this is usually for 3D glasses. And it will capture two render, one for left eye and one for right eye. And you can mix them later and use them in 3D setting. So we've finished almost all of the effects now, and we are almost finished with everything that is in Lumion. But the next thing, because I prefer that you guys do stuff with very high quality, from now on I will try to do a project for you guys every month, or set you a goal and let's do it together and share it inside group to increase the quality of our projects every day. And in the end, I'm waiting for your projects online, share them with me, try to do different renders, night, day, interior, exterior. We will have monthly upload, and every day we will have a new things. Be well.